Israel, Soowahlie and Cheam Nations. Good day, everyone. I'd like to thank everyone for being here, and I'd like to thank the organizers for inviting me, and I'm very humbled to be able to share the stage here today and to be here in this moment with everyone. I think what I'll share, I have a video to share, so I'm kind of cheating a little bit, but it'll be a little more concise and to the point, I believe. I'm part of a group, we call ourselves Sacred Circle. We've been around for about 3 years now, and we're a group of individuals or Indigenous folks, Stalo for the most part. We're all Coast Salish. We're very fortunate to be grounded in our culture, in our ceremonies, in our spiritual ways. And the work that we've been doing has been guided by that, as well as guided by the work we've been doing with the plant medicines. And so I say we're fortunate to have those ceremonies and that connection to our spirituality through, as a result of our ancestors who, despite our gatherings and our ceremonies being outlawed in the colonial process with Canada, they went underground with it and they kept it alive. They faced jail time, they faced other consequences, but they were able to keep it alive for us. Our language isn't as strong, but our ceremonies and our spiritual ways were kept alive based on their sacrifices and their foresight. So this video here will capture a bit of our journey, the start of our journey. It'll share a bit of what is kind of driving us today, and I'll let the video speak for itself for now.
In this country, it's illegal to deny the Holocaust. It's not illegal to deny the genocide of Native Canadians, which continues to traumatize people, because now you're denying their experience.
There's a developing story out of British Columbia. The remains of more than 200 children have been located, buried on the site of a former residential school.
We all knew there's bodies buried. It was all whispered about.
You know, our suicide rates are 3 to 6 times the national average. 1 in 2 children in First Nation are born to poverty. Incarceration rates, depending on the province, could be 30 to 60% incarcerated. Yet we make up roughly 5% of Canada. So something's wrong.
They stripped me of everything. My language, my spirituality, my culture.
So when a child is being traumatized, it's like it's going to last forever. The traumatized consciousness then takes that into adulthood and says there's no hope. People who are meant to respect themselves and one another start to loathe themselves. So then each generation then hurts the next one, and hurts the next one, and hurts the next one.
My people are having a real hard time, all of them. And we really need something.
We don't want any more kids to grow up without their parents. And if we could use something to heal, I'm all for it. I'm all about saving lives.
Our old people used to say there was a time when the world isn't like it is right now.
There was a prophecy that said that the Indigenous people would rise up again in knowing who we are.
Our culture has never been lost, but we have been lost in the colonialized system.
Now, I dreamt of my mom, and I was telling her, gee, Mom, we lost our language, don't know any of our medicines. What are we gonna do? And she said, don't worry, you'll dream.
Our people have been guided to these medicines, this plant that has this healing power. When they use it, they're able to be grounded again and to have that spiritual connection with this life on Mother Earth.
To go back to my spirituality and my teachings, my culture, that's when I started to find out who I really am.
You are an answer to the prayers of our ancestors. You have a responsibility. Help your people. You know what to do, you know what to say.
We stand on the shoulders of our elders. They're our strength. And we have to put the next generation on our shoulders.
The strength that you carried is the same strength that we learned our culture from elders like you.
I know who I am today. I'm a Tsleil-Waututh woman.
But it's necessary that we as a culture turn to you for the healing, because the healing principles embedded in your traditions and your culture are so much wiser, so much more connected.
I believe there's a path here with the plant medicines that can help heal us.
By learning how to deal with it, I want to learn how to love myself.
We're teaching each other some things that we forgot.
As you heal, it'll help heal this whole toxic society that we live in.
Nothing wrong with making good people better, and that's why we're here.
All my life I've been waiting for the good to happen. I'm sure this is what I've been waiting for.
So this kind of captures a bit of our journey, but what it really reminds me of is the hope, and that's been our experience in doing this work with the medicines. What we did as Sacred Circle is, we were grounded in who we were grounded in our ceremonies, and that's what we found when we reconnected with these medicines, is the familiarity that our experience with those medicines, along with our spiritual practices. There was a real familiarity for us when we got into those places. And so that's kind of been our guiding light, and it sent us on a path. And in many ways, what we're trying to do is find ways to create this space for these medicines to come to our communities, to come to ourselves, to our families and our communities and nations, which is in part why it's led me down this path to now doing my PhD, and at the very early stages of it through the University of Saskatchewan, where I initially looking at exploring entheogens as medicine. In that part, we have to destigmatize within our own communities what entheogens are, and work past and through the terminology and understanding of drugs. Entheogens as medicine, alongside culturally rooted therapy, can lead to community transformation. And so that's kind of the focus. What we have to work through is the legalities, the biases and the stigmas within our communities. Basically, where we're at and what we hope to do with this, the research and the work that we do, we have a number of streams. Research, we're doing our own work in our communities with our own people, with the medicines, in our own ways. And that's kind of what we're going to continue doing, but we're also trying to find the pathway to work alongside others, learn from others, to create more space and opportunity, so that these medicines have an opportunity to lead to transformation. And I think that's what I'm ultimately grateful for, is to be able to share spaces like this with folks, to connect and learn more and share when it makes sense to share. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that, just because I think there's opportunity through the questions and conversation throughout the day. And just again, like to thank you for this opportunity. Lahai.
Hey, we hope you're enjoying the podcast so far. Now, if you want to support and become part of the psychedelic movement, feel free to donate to MAPS Canada at the link in the description below. Thank you for helping our mission to support equitable access to legal and regulated psychedelic medicines for all Canadians.